Hi and welcome to this edition of Out the Box. My name's Paul. Today we're going to have a look at what is in this box. This is the Ubiquiti Next Generation Gateway Pro, so the UXG Pro. This is the unit itself. I'll get to that in a moment, but let me show you what you get in the box. You're going to get your standard get started guide and conformity. You're going to get two rack ears to be able to mount that in a standard 19-inch 600mm rack. You are going to get all the screws, feet, rack nuts and everything that you need to actually get that mounted and everything done. That's those there. You're going to get a SFP DAC cable, direct attached copper. Really, really cool to see this. Obviously going to allow you to directly connect it to a switch or something else along those lines. This will support 10 gig and 1 gig. If you're only running at 1 gig, then you will need to make sure that both ports are switched to the right or the same speed. Then you're going to get your power cable. You're going to get an IEC connector there. This is a European, so you will get a connector looking like that. But hopefully for your region, you'll have one that has the correct power plug on it. So let's have a look at the unit itself. Let me just hold that up so you can have a good look. All right, so let's start over on this side. We've got 2 ports at the top. These are your WAN connections. You have a 10 gig SFP Plus port over here and a 1 gig Ethernet port. Then below that, we've got our LAN ports, and that repeats. So we've got a 10 gig SFP LAN port and a 1 gig RJ45 or Ethernet port. Then over on this side here, we've got our standard LCD screen that we're used to seeing on Ubiquiti products. And then across the top here, you should be able to see these slits. These are air intakes, which we can now see also on the back of the unit there, which allows the fans to bring cooling air from the front to the back. So we have less issues with putting this in a rack where we maybe have front or back cold aisle containment, hot or cold aisle containment. All right, so that gives you the front of the unit. Not a lot there to see. On the back, let me just lift that up. All right, so we have our normal mains in. We have a smart AC port out. The idea of this port here is that this could go onward to power your modem. So you'd only need to have one power port in, and then you've got a power out. So you need whichever opposite IEC cable on there to be able to take that out. Then over on this side here, we've got our RPS connector, which is our redundant power supply. Remember, in the Ubiquiti world, this is not an uninterruptible power system. This is a redundant power system. The idea, it takes power from 2 different sources and then allows these units to be switched between them. It's not a battery system, Ubiquiti's RPS, so do just be clear about that. So great performance. Where does this sit? Well, we know that we've had the USG, we've had the USG Pro 4, we had the USG, I think it was XG at one point, and now we have things like the UDM Pro and the UDM Special Edition. This is more like the UDM Pro and Special Edition. We've got loads more RAM, CPU power in here. We're going to be able to comfortably able to do a gig connection. We've got intrusion prevention and IDS or basics of that, and layered firewalling to give you some basic port and forwarding control and everything as well. So really, this is probably the USG Pro 4 on steroids. And probably sitting much closer to what we would see with the UDM Pro. So hopefully that's been useful. Let me just hold that up just so you can get a clear look at the front and then at the back there for you. Do head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got loads more box openings on wireless networking and firewalling devices. We've got how-to guides on how to set up Unify Network, Unify Protect, and even how to protect your network using a firewall appliance. So hopefully those are useful. So do head on over there, subscribe, and stay up to date.